Okay, good morning. This is DeRu, and I'm with David, Fred, and also Professor Liu Feng. All right, and we're going to chat a little bit today, and we're going to first, as usual, we're going to do some meditation. Okay, meditation, and a lot of people do meditation in different styles, different ways of doing it, but ultimately there's a principle. The principle is clarity. The principle is heighten your consciousness. The principle is reach the inner self instead of look outside, instead of concentrate or focus on outside material things and the three-dimensional world, but transcend to different level, transcend to the inner height of oneself, and that the inner self is without five sensories, beyond the five sensories. It's without material things, without images, without thoughts, without emotions, without past memories, all these whatever, and good or bad, it doesn't matter. And all that images sometimes block our view. The real view, what I said, the view is not the naked eye view, rather the inner conscious view. That view without images, that view without sensories, that view without all that thoughts, all that memories, all that dogmas, all that images. So it is transcending your consciousness from the low level to the, let's say, high level or innermost consciousness, and into that deep state of mind. When you reach that deep state of mind, that's when you tap into the soul of oneself. That deep soul is endless, is infinite, is lifeless. If it is no death, no life, is connected with the cosmos. There's no beginning, there's no ending. It's all flow with nature, flow with conscious matrix of cosmos. As I always say, let's start with a very, very basic breath. As long as you can breathe, as long as you can take that breath, you may slightly hold them before. Breathe out. Our breath is deep. Deeply through your chest, deeply through your lungs, your diaphragm, all the way to your dantian, right below your navel. Feel the breath. Feel the penetration of that breath. Feel the penetration of that breath. Becomes energy, penetrate, permeate into all the cells throughout the body. At the beginning of that breath, at the beginning of the meditation, or is that a feel? That a sense of feel is to connect you to the innermost. That a feel, that a sense is in resonance with the electromagnetic field of the cosmos. That a sense of feel is in connection with the chi of nature. As you breathe smoothly, calmly, and deeply, you will see more and more what I'm talking about. When you become more relaxed, deeper into that self, deeper into that innermost consciousness. Into that deep state of mind. As you get deeper and deeper, you will see in America, in the Western psychology we call beta state, we call alpha state. Get deeper and deeper, I call deep state of mind. as your vibration, as your energy vibration, as your chi vibration, in synchronization with your deep energy flow, from the vibration of the sound of the bell to the vibration of inner conscious, your resonance with the inner soul, with the cosmos consciousness. Breathe deeply. Now bring awareness back to the nature, back to the three-dimensional world. Slowly raise your hands up all the way to the sky. Just a few in the silence. Still listen to yourself. Feel and observe yourself. That self in the bed. Okay. All right. Okay. During the whole time, okay, 可能掉了。All right, and during the whole process, this is what I see. I feel I begin to feel the scalp, feel the body, feel my organs, feel the energy flow. Feel thousands of channels begin to open, and my body begin to expand, become lighter and lighter. And then as I go up, get deeper and deeper, and then I breathe E. That's when I breathe in, and then that E is oneness, is that consciousness, is that inner being. And then I say, Ooh. Then I become nothingness, and expanding that vibration in connection. Sort of like the vibrate with the sun, with the earth, with the galaxy, and to be synchronized with the nature, with the universe. But each person has probably different experience. However, one of the most important is calm down, is bring some clarity, is bring yourself into the inner being. It is to heighten that inner consciousness. Okay, let's bring Professor Liu Fengyan. Hello, Professor Liu Feng. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Good.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Master DeRu. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, and it's all yours. And let's listen to Professor Liu's talk. Thank you. We are all ears.
Thank you. After we do the meditation, I often to have a question. When we do the meditation, is how relate with our inside the high dimension. That is why we will do this. In the our life, everybody wants to make all the wish come true. That is a very important thing in our life. And there is some basic conditions, also necessary condition and essential condition. The necessary condition is very important. Is you believe you are inside have the all information of the universe. If you can believe that, you have the very confidence. So one of self-realization, awareness, acceptance is acceptance. But the confidence of accepting oneself is based on what foundation is very important. If we simply say, I'm who I am, so I accept myself. Too much acceptance do not speak much inner strength. How much confidence we have on ourselves, decide how much we can accept ourselves. Right now, I use the scientist language to try to explain that in all the universe, any point in space is contain all the wisdom of the universe. The 1 point means is the 0 dimension. That means that everybody, the inside, is contains all the wisdom of the universe. When this universal truth is understood, one gains true understanding. Everyone is born with Buddha nature and wisdom. This is Shakyamuni said. A work from 49 days of meditation and practice. In the inner meditation, into our inner true know everything. You can download everything, every information from a high dimension. That is from the inside. Generally, most did not gain such insight when grown up. Often we are scolded, criticized, surprised if during this process confidence was stripped away again and again. In reality, accepting oneself become difficult. If we just blindly claim, "I'm accept myself," I will accept myself, I accept the not good part of me, then that's not good. What is the negative part of me? When one gained full self-acceptance, one would aware that very encounter is homework. Somebody come to transcendent poverty. Somebody come to transcendent love. Some come to transcend worlds. Some come to transcend fear. On such premise to discuss acceptance and compassion, there is true meaning and deeds. Frustration is from fixation on limited awareness and knowledge. When we truly believe in self-efficacy, we gain totally confidence in transcending our inner awareness. Continuously elevate its original self, or getting closer and closer to our heart. When projecting out a beautiful life, a person able to build such confidence in real life, then life is splendor is just the beginning. Such acceptance and true acceptance. When we internalize self-efficacy and self-wisdom, we would not doubting ourselves. When we believe all has self-efficacy and wisdom, we would not arrogant. So this is a question of the instance of equality. Only on such premise one enlightens from the wisdom of all existence about transcendence all obstacles. Every life is self-efficient, inclusive of everything. If discrimination becomes stronger and stronger, there is no transformation. As one improves, one becomes more and more accepting others. where two dimensions include all the unlimited one dimension. In the third dimensions, all limited second dimensions and are included. In fourth dimension, all unlimited third dimensions are included. But if case at fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, then we cannot embrace seven dimension. Case at eight dimension, we cannot embrace nine dimension, nine dimensions. So we need to reach the nth dimension and approximate infinity, or mind and heart approach perfect harmony. There is a great perfection and full wisdom. If full of the discrimination and adjustment, one cannot even get out of the third dimension. We are struck in the state of the three-dimension world. The condition of the transmission is harmony of energy in the currently stage of existence. Existence need to accept. Harmony can only be achieved with acceptance. In harmony, transformation become possible. True positive strength is unconditional acceptance. When able to accept unconditionally, there is a possibility to transform. Even slightly discrimination can prevent gain awareness. Transformation in life is not about what has been achieved, won and agreement. How many people believe something totally wrong? It is able accepted in that extent can project out a harmonious world from a harmonious existence. If cannot understand this, of course, fear resist. Truly internal vertical transformation is not what is gave up, rather is have been transcendent. It's like a two-dimension paper block the eyes. The view of the three-dimension information become limited. A mindful of three-dimension stage obstacle and knowledge. The moment of the blockage is removed, one gain four dimension higher dimensional wisdom. Here is have a very important concept. It's when the transcendent, the limit awareness. That moment was showing, or sure is not fear. It is joy, also called faxi in Buddha the language. It's Dharma joy. Will internal higher self resonates with universal energy. Joy came from deep inside. There is no space of fear. When seeing lower dimension stage, no fear, no anger, only has love and kindness. While struggling with the same horizontal layer of energy, there is fear. Wanted to be in control, and again, dimension become lack of understanding of self-efficacy. When one walks to self-efficacy, accepting noise, others, and mind us, give me a homework, asking us to transcend from the current limited awareness. We enter a higher vertical hierarchy of life. This is all life wisdom system awaken us to elevate the dimension of our consciousness energy, also called nurturing the water. Thank you.
Okay, Professor Liu over here talk a few things probably everybody heard. The essential things he talked about is transcendence. Next things is realization and the self-nature. And he emphasized on self-embracement. What is self-embracement? Accept yourself as you are. Accept yourself as who you are and what you are. A lot of people have experienced that self-rejection. When you reject yourself, I have this problem, I have that problem, I have that problem, I have that problem, and then you reflect into others. You see other people's problems. Sometimes it's your self-esteem problems, self-confidence problems, lower self-esteem, lower self-confidence. That's why you try to express the differences, express the differentiation, express the deficiency of others. It is to express the deficiency of yourself without knowing that a self is fully self-sufficient, self-organized being. That a being is a self-natured being. Over here, I talk about a self-nature. That means each cell, each molecule, each organ, each person is self-sufficient. Each self, down to the molecules, to the organs, to cells, to organs, to that small person, is self-sufficient. That means that molecule has all that information contains in that cell. That cell has all the information, all the ability, all the efficiency of that cosmos. And so is that body, that self-body. If you accept yourself to see that self-natured being, that is yourself, and you see that overwhelming power, overwhelming heart, overwhelming ocean of wisdom, you will embrace everything. You will not differentiate this or that. You will not divide yourself from others. You will not have all that conflict, all that divisions, all that differentiations. Definitely. There's no discrimination to talk about. Normally, people discriminate others is try to boost the self, try to have that ego. That egoism is not really arrogance, or that is self-discrimination. It's not really discriminate others because it's a self-discrimination. It's a self-deficiency. It's a self-esteem to such a low position, to such a low state. You do not have the heart to embrace everything. When you are ocean, when you regard yourself ocean, you embrace everything in that ocean. When yourself is a tiny drop of water, you cannot accept anything. Why? Because you're so small. So be the ocean, be the universe, be the wholeness of that cosmic being. That's we talk about over here. And of course, the realization, if you have such an ocean of wisdom, if you have such a cosmic consciousness, if you have such a wisdom of the universe, you will embrace everything. You will realize anything that you want. Doesn't matter. Tap into the consciousness of love, realization of love, realization of health, realization of wealth, realization of kindness. Embrace anything. You will realize anything you want to, because you have such a grand heart, such a grand wisdom, such a grand consciousness. You can expand it to anywhere. You can heighten to the origin of the universe, heighten all the way to the consciousness of God, consciousness of Buddha, consciousness of the universe. There's no limit. There's no boundaries. That's what it is. So over here, the self-nature is important. When you have that self-nature, realization of that self-nature, the grandness of the self-nature, nothing is impossible to achieve. Nothing is impossible to realize. Not just a realization, you transcend beyond that realization, transcend beyond the material things, transcend beyond that dimension. Doesn't matter 3rd dimension, 4th dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 7th dimension. You go beyond, transcend over all that dimensions to the origin, The original is n dimension. The origin is embrace everything. The original is cover everything. The original is realization everything. The origin is in resonance with all that is, that has been, that will be, past, future, here, present. That's when you heighten yourself to the highest point of being. Professor Liu over here talk about n dimension. It's that infinity I talk about. It's that infinite mind. It's that infinite energy. It's that infinite potential. It's that infinite wisdom we talk about. Just like in Christianity or in Methodist or Presbyterian, whatever you talk about, is that infinite God. Is that infinite supreme wisdom. Is the same thing as that we call in the East the Buddha mind, or we call Tao, that infinity, that potentiality cannot be named. Because when you name, when you interpret, when you give a sentence or word, you give it a limitation of human three-dimensional label. The label diminished all the infinity. So instead of give the limitation, instead of give the boundaries, instead of give that labels, let it be as it is. Let it be. Let yourself be yourself. That self, as I talk about, is the whole universe. That a molecule is the whole universe. That a cell is the whole universe. That a community of that 50 trillion to 100 trillion cells of the community we call human being contains everything that is, everything that will be. It is that universe, the microcosm of the universe. I always say it for the past 30, 40 years. The microcosm of the universe is that molecule, is that body, is that cell, is the community of all that 100 trillions of cells, including microbe, including bacteria that protect you and a part of you, embrace everything. Doesn't matter what you call negative or positive, whatever there is, stigma or karma. Karma is a lesson to learn, and we all learn lessons. We all break through our limitations, break through that self-cage, self-limitations, go beyond, transcend. Thank you, Professor Liu.
Thank you, Master DeRu. Here is a very important question: how we can get inside the high dimension information. There have four sentences in Chinese, and the four sentences just have the 28 Chinese word. But we can translate to the English. But in Chinese pronounce, is first sentence is 起心恩为在无穷. That's like the sutra. That is the means is a set heart intention at infinity. It's standing the n dimension and towards the infinity to realize everything in the space, in the universe. That means is observe everything with universal view, position at the highest dimension from the original source. The heart all at infinity with the Tao. That's the first sentence. Yes, from up to down to view everything in the universe. That is the command. This command is for our inside command. So common. The number 2 is the pronounced in Chinese is 存在质简正显有. Yes, that means it's all simplified to sign function. Is sign wave. That means is the most simple of the bare common property of all existence is sine wave function. That means we have to concentrate on the one thought. The one thought is one sine wave. The when we stuck in the one thought, we cannot find the truth in the universe. So the third one, the Chinese pronoun is 一切呈现投影虫. The all present is from superpresent position of projections. Is all presence is from superposition of projections. That means it's all present in universe is a superposition of sine wave of the projection. The first sentence is the 灵为全息万有中. At the original source, the zero dimension is the contain holographic information. That means is the zero dimension is same with the n dimension in approach the infinity. That is a point in space contain complete information, and this relationship. That is fourth sentence is very important. They can link every wisdom system in the human, like the Buddhas, like the Christian, and like the Tao, like the Confucian, because in the three dimension, the people's scientific thought is only limited in the three dimension. When we open the mind, the mind to the n dimension and towards the infinity, we find that this system is same and relate the every relation system. In the Buddhist, in the highest position is the Buddha. Is the means is 无上正等正觉. That is like the Nirvana. And another in the Tao, there is come from 无极. It's not unlimited in the universe. In the Christian, that is God's land. So that is same in the Tao table. There is the n dimension in approach the infinity, and everything we meet in the three dimension and any middle dimension and the higher dimension, the all is come from a highest dimension. So that is create everything. That is God. That is the Buddha. That is the Tao. So there is the same in this world, but different relation use a different language and a different concept to explain this Tao. So if we realize this four sentence and to stand this point, this position to view the everything, we can realize realization of everything in the world, in the universe. Thank you.
Good. Okay, he talk about the realization of in the universe. In Chinese, they have 心想事成. And over here, basically, if you have that consciousness, if you embrace everything from the top to bottom, and you should be able to realize everything, all the manifestation is from that invisible potentiality, the invisible origin of the universe. So at the beginning, I talk about everything manifestation came from that original point, that so-called n dimension. What is n dimension? That's the limitless, visible, less invisible, intangible, the origin of the cosmos. You can say beyond that quantum field, beyond that Big Bang, beyond all material or unmaterial, beyond all forms or formless. So everything comes from that. Everything is a manifestation of that. Then we talk about everything in the universe, according to Tao, is from the 0 point. The 0 point produce 1, 2, 3, 4, and infinite 6, 7, 8, 9. All the manifestation is the manifestation of the origin, is the projection of the origin. So when you transcend to the original mind, to the original consciousness, to the original light, to the original light of that projection, nothing is impossible. Because that projection, that light, changes everything in the universe. When you transcend, when you tap into the consciousness of the origin, you tap into the origin light of everything. So when you change the light of the original light, you project a totally different events, material things, forms, formulas. You tap into the infinite consciousness, the infinite potentiality, the infinite universe. So that transcendence is the key. What is meditation? Meditation is to transcend to the origin, transcend to the highest point, transcend to the innermost point. Because each being, not only each human being, but each being is a holistic. Each being is that integrated holistic being. According to quantum physics, thousands of evidence it shows that is the true point of quantum physics today. Quantum physics give the evidence, and from the scientific standpoint of view, to prove that integrated wholeness, the existence of the integrated wholeness. That means all existence come from that 0 point, comes from that infinite mind, the infinite consciousness. So that means doesn't matter from the Zen, from Tao, is 1 point. That point we talk about is the holographic universe. That means everything is holographic. The holographic, just like a Buddhist concept, everything has the light. Everything contains the light. Everything has that Jew. The Jew is everywhere. It's in billions of Jews, billions of light inside each cell, inside each molecule, inside each atom. So that Jew, you have billions of Jews inside, trillions of Jews inside of that human being even. That means if you have that power, if you understand the power, if you see the power, the inner power of yourself, and see the inner nature of yourself, see the inner being of yourself has tremendous, unlimited, infinite power, and you will realize anything you will. And you embrace yourself, embrace everybody, embrace the universe. There's no differentiation, there's no division, there's whole oneness, integrated oneness of being. Thank you.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com.
If your health insurance premium
Thank
is
you
more
for
than your
listening.
mortgage, Ellen Deal with Ideal Solutions is here to help. Whether you're a small business owner, individual, family, or baby boomer, email MAGA45CAG@gmail.com and I'll respond with 3 easy questions to help you determine if you can get away from Obamacare. As a 20-year veteran of the insurance industry, I'm here to help with all your insurance needs. Email Ellen Deal at MAGA45CAG@gmail.com.
Perhaps you are struggling to cope with the disease of addiction. If not, you probably